Yes. Welcome to the George Mason Show, everybody, huh? Come on. Special guest tonight. Very special guest. Uh, Listen, the man is an author. He's a head football coach, for varsity football coach. Uh, I said author. Then I educator. He's done so much. He's a professional. He plays professionally football. He's in the Hall of Fame for his alma mater, which is the University of Rhode Island. And without further ado, let's bring him out, Coach Whitfield, aka Coach Whitfield, Calvin Whitfield. Huh? Yes. Can you see me, Coach? Are you there? Little glitches here, but it happens. These technical things. Welcome, Cal. How you doing, brother?
Hey, good. I'm good.
No doubt.
Good.
Calvin Whitfield. Yes, sir. I got everything right there. Coach, author, educator. I miss anything?
Hey, listen, that's enough. You know?
No doubt.
Yeah. Right on point.
You know, but I listen. It goes by the name. They call him Coach Whitfield. It's Calvin Whitfield, and all around good brother. And how long you been at the? Tell everybody where you coach at first of all.
Well, I coach at Jamaica High School, Jamaica campus, what they call it now. I've been there going on close to 20 years.
God bless you, brother.
Yeah,
it doesn't even seem like it, right? Don't seem like it.
No, it doesn't, man. Time just flies, man, and just moves on. And I realized that the other day because now we're starting up our new season. You know, we're going off to camp tomorrow, and almost going on 20 years. You know, not far away. That's right.
And Coach Whitfield is a good coach. I assist him from time to time. When he'll have me, you know, I get the backs. I do whatever that's needed to be done. I play ball, so I'm a team player. I understand what that whole represents. You know, as far as like wherever you are needed, wherever you what do you say, fit in. You know, you get in where you fit in, that type of thing. So yeah, and I'm going to camp tomorrow as well with Coach Whitfield, and it's a good camp. Looking forward to it. And how does it look for you this year?
Well, we're going to find out. I mean, we're going to be inexperienced in a number of positions, but I think overall, I think we're capable of having a very good season because we have some veterans coming back with some with experience that I think can really make the difference for us this year, especially with the young guys that we got coming in. And, and that's what we're going to need. We're going to need some team leadership. And if they provide the leadership, I think we'll be in good shape.
And what I find, what I've been finding, like with this, I don't want to like come down and trash this generation. The lack of guys stepping up, leadership to some extent. I played at you were in New Rochelle. You went to New Rochelle High, a good school. Right. Yeah, and Ray Rice played there, and you coach Ray, and a lot of good sound ball players. And it's a difference between like Westchester, Long Island, Jersey, then New York. We got some decent squads here, no question about it. But it's a different mentality from what I find out, and these young kids at Bayside. I went to Bayside, and we coached ourselves for the most part. In the beginning of the season, before the season started, the coaches are not allowed to come and coach, and we stepped up. We had captains, and captains kind of ran the show. And how was it at New Rochelle? Was it kind of the same, or
Well, New Rochelle it was a lot different than what I was exposed to when I moved out here to Queens. After having going to college, coming back, being out in the working world, and then ending up here in Queens. New Rochelle was almost like being in college. I mean, that's the way they treated the ball
right?
players in New Rochelle. I mean,
You're
it
very
was just,
disciplined, though. You guys
oh
knew the
yeah.
game. I went to a game with you. I think, and what was that? What year was that? '09, maybe,
No, was it '09?
or '06, something like
Um,
that. New Rochelle was playing White
it could have
Plain,
been. No, they played Mount Vernon.
Mount Vernon. That's right.
That was
That's
Mount
right.
Vernon. Yeah.
hmm And because Ray Rice was in Ruck, he was there at that game.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
why I met with him. Yeah, and I'm sizing him up. I'm looking at him. I say, "Yo, man, I could." Yeah, I'm looking because he, wasn't that much bigger than me the whole nine.
No, no, he wasn't that much bigger.
Yeah,
You yeah, he wasn't that much bigger than you, but you know, he was
he
a
was getting it
football
done.
guy.
Yeah, he was at Ruckus, and he
He was a
was doing
football
his
guy.
thing. That's what
Yeah,
I'm looking at. I'm like, yo,
no doubt.
because it's like inspiration. You see a guy. I remember when we took Abdul and JB to Ruckus,
The
right?
Rutgers game,
And they were we're watching everything for Thanksgiving. Was that 20? Was that 12? Right,
2012. That's right.
2012.
That's right.
And Abdul kept looking. He said, "Man, I could play with them." He was inspired because he's looking at the side. When you see him up close, you say, "Oh man," you hear the hype and the hope, but then you see it in action. And he went on to your alma mater. He went on to URI.
Right.
So he got a full scholarship, a full boat. And JB could have went to I think Andre, one of the officials, had helped him to get to Cheney. But and JB had potential, man. He was a good back.
Oh, he's a great back. I mean, JB is one of the toughest backs I ever coached. No,
He was
without
tough.
question.
You're a tough kid. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right.
And you did your thing at URI, and we Hall of Famer. He broke records there. And the thing is, your story, from what I know of and what you told me, is that you were on the D side of the ball, defensive side. You were all conference at that point, and that's
Oh man,
a
he
shot.
broke
Yeah,
out. No, you went really old school there. I didn't even know you had that.
I had it.
Wow.
I got it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's guy with that's the ball player. In fact, he broke all kind of records there only in 1 year. And from the I'm a natural back, and the whole thing. So what I'm trying to say is not easy just playing 1 year and then break records. Calvin is a defensive guy. He was all conference and did all kind of things from the defensive side of the ball. And then he was needed. He's a team player. I think it was was it your last year?
Yeah, it was my senior year.
Your senior year.
I
After
got.
playing, did you
I
did
got.
you redshirt 1 year or
Yeah, I redshirted my sophomore year. I
okay?
redshirted my sophomore year, but you know what? I appreciated being given the opportunity to play running back, and that's the only reason why I went there because I knew I've always wanted to. I always wanted to run the ball, but in retrospect, it was probably the biggest mistake I ever made, football wise. Biggest mistake.
Well,
Should
you know
never went.
what? I mean, but you were a team player. You know what my grandmother used to always say, hindsight is 2020. You don't know that. You didn't know that then.
Yeah, I know, but you know what? The coaches knew, and and based on what he told me when he asked me, I realized, later on why he said what he said, because he knew that my future was on defense, and I made a mistake, but hey, listen, I'm happy with it. Things went the way it did, and it is what it is.
Yeah, but you know what? Like you say, at that time, uh, look, you're a ball player. Coach said you needed here, and you went there. You didn't question him. These kids now, when I came out and I was, I'm old school like you are, and you're telling the guy, coach, the kid, hey man, such you didn't do on this play, and he's telling you, you know, 10 different reasons why he did what he did and why he didn't do what he was supposed to do, huh? And yo, from where I'm from, Yes, coach, no, coach. You don't argue with the coach. You don't debate, even if you might think the coach or whatever. You take the coach to the side and say, "Well, coach, this and that," but not in front of everybody else. And these guys, I see a lot of them. They don't know the game that well. Like when we went to that Pee Wee game, that championship game in New Rochelle against Mount Vernon. Those kids, what were they, 10, 11 years, but knew the game. I mean, they knew the game.
Well, at 11 years old up there, most of those kids probably had about 4 years under the belt already. Starting
At
out
that
at
time. Yeah.
6, 7 years old.
And it shows.
Yeah.
It shows. They knew the blocking assignments. They knew what they had to do, where they're supposed to be, the back, everything. It was beautiful. I really enjoyed, going there and experience that because it brought me back to how I came up, and I just wanted to point out here. This is another shot.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, that's your senior class. Yeah. That's you in the middle there, number 4.
Yeah,
you're supposed to have the ball in your arm. You know that, right?
That's just, I don't even know. Yeah, 82. You know what? Right. Yeah, the year before we won the championship, that's what they called the bean pot, the Yankee Conference bean pot in the front. So that's what. So we were going into our senior year that year.
But you had a good squad, though, right?
Yeah. Well, when we won the championship, we had the toughest schedule in the country. In 1AA. Yeah, absolutely.
So what was the roughest opponent, if you remember?
You know what? It's really hard to say because, everybody was the same for me. It really didn't make a difference. And we played, but probably the toughest team probably might have been Virginia Tech, probably.
Virginia Tech?
Huh?
Virginia Tech? Yeah, you played them?
Yeah. We played them down there, and we played them down there. But then Boise State was pretty good too. But I can't probably I would say Virginia Tech though.
Okay.
They might have been.
I want to show this one here because you coach football. You also did track. A lot of people say, well, what's his qualifications, as a track coach? And yeah.
I'm looking at that picture right here, and that's in high school. That's a high school picture.
Right. But I'm saying you ran track, you understood what was going, the fundamentals, what it takes, to listen, I went out for track, and you got to really be dedicated and committed, man, to be a track on that track, man. I threw up a couple of times, and it's like you got to listen, track. I used to say, man, what the hell am I doing out here just running around and shit?
Track is a great sport. It's probably the one sport that I always wished I did more of because it was the years that I ran once in high school, and we had a great year.
You were in good shape here too. It's something about black and white photos. I said you were in great shape. Look at you, man.
Oh yeah, I was in pretty good shape. I was a lead off on the relay there.
Okay. You got a good jump on him too, man. That dude's not even out of his. He's still waiting for the gun to be fired. It looked like. And
we were pretty good. We were pretty good. We ran with the best. You
went to Penn?
Oh yeah. We went to Penn.
Penn relays for people who don't know. We're here in I'm in New York. Coach Whitfield, he's from Westchester County, New Rochelle. And we have the Penn relays in Pennsylvania. That's the best of the best all throughout the country that they run there. And Coach, I wanted to point out you're also an author, and you penned the book. This is I don't know if it's coming up.
I can see it.
Called Paradise Lost.
And Paradise Lost, the City Park Experience.
City Park Experience, and that's tell us about where you're from in Westchester County and New Rochelle. And is it still on Amazon?
It is. It is. It is. And basically, it's a story about my upbringing in New Rochelle, New York, in a place that I grew up in called City Park. And like a lot of people back growing up in the '60s, a lot of people grew up in the projects, and as a means of starting out in life for many families. And
But it's a different type of project. It's a project. Don't get it wrong. Don't get it twisted. But you guys had like, like going to the country, you have woods, fishing and stuff like right there.
well, yeah, there was some.
Yeah, swimming. You had a swimming. You had a pool, huh?
Yeah, yeah. I think probably the biggest difference between what we actually the benefits of growing up where we did, which was really a beautiful place and a lot of and it really was a wooded place with a lot of wildlife actually that we was exposed to, but it was also during a time in the '60s, early '70s, or throughout the '70s, as a matter of fact, dealing with the social issues that really made the
Like
difference.
this, you're talking about civil rights and stuff like that around that time.
Um, there was activists, people who were active and advocates of civil rights along those lines, and my mom was a part of that. But when I talk about the social elements that hurt a lot of people, and we're talking about the drugs, and that criminal activity that comes about as a result of drugs and how it impacts people's lives and communities as a whole. And in many ways, that's a part of the book as well. It's not the whole book, but it's a part of it.
That's part of it. Yeah, it's interesting because I read it and I learned quite a bit as far as like you know, like what you're talking about, the social part of it, and then the fact that it was a project, but then again, um, you have so many great experiences and opportunities there, like to go fishing, to go in the back, like you say, kind of honey has squirrels and shit. I mean, we got squirrels here, but it's like when you're in a wooded setting and that type of, it seems so much more, because I went to a couple of the cookouts that you had sponsored there at City Park, and yeah, man, it's just a whole different feel. It's just it's not like in Brownsville, Madagascar, or something like that. Them projects
Yeah,
over
yeah.
there.
Well, yeah, yeah, no, no, you're absolutely right. I mean, for us, and the way that we grew up, I mean, we kind of grew up in the woods. That was our playground,
It was nice. It's beautiful,
and we
man.
took advantage of it. Yeah, there's no question about that.
You got that. You got like the city, you know, kind of urban and rural setting combined, which is unique. It's just, you know, wow, So, but I know a lot of people, man, and they hear like city because I tell people City Park. My boys from City Park, and it's like they know, oh yeah, that's New Rochelle, man. It's no joke there, But the thing is, yeah, because it's still you got people that have that experience and stuff like that urban experience, but that a rural setting as well. It was and the book is interesting. It's called what is it called again, Coach?
Paradise Lost, the City Park experience.
Okay, I'll show it again. But also, I want to talk about like your coaching experience, and I was with you, as I said, on a couple of years, and I remember 2015 was a good year for you and a good year for us. We had a great squad there, good team, man. Some real ball players, real athletes, and this is not that year, but that's you in action there. That's Jamaica High School campus. It's not our main field. That's just the off branch, just the field. Might have had a soccer game that day, and that's
Yeah,
Edison across the street, right?
yeah, that isn't across the street. I think this picture right here is probably going back to about 2012, 2011 maybe. Yeah, 2012. Maybe
Okay.
even 13. Because I see some of the kids who played that year. Yeah.
And that would JB would have been in that year,
Right. I'm
2012.
probably a senior. Yeah.
Abdul,
Yeah.
right? 2012. They played together. This is more current, right?
Um, yeah. Because we didn't have those. Yeah, that's the JV. I think I'm not sure who that is in the red. We didn't wear red jerseys, but that's the JV. Right.
Uh huh.
Right.
I'm looking for another picture. Let me see something. Okay, yeah. But okay, so you know what? Because I know you're getting ready. We're getting ready, for camp. You told me about the socks, the whole thing. But and anything else that you want to add to the season? When does the season officially start? Your season?
Well, we officially open up with our first regular season game on September 22nd. I'm sorry, September 21st is our official
Is that
opening
Saturday
day.
or Sunday this year?
That's a Saturday, but we have a non-league game on the 13th, which is a Friday, and that's over in the Bronx. No, actually, it's in Harlem. It's Harlem Prep.
Harlem Prep. Are they new? Is that a new squad?
No, they've been around probably for maybe about 4 years now, maybe 5. But they call it Harlem Central Prep, something like that. And they in the past few years they played a national schedule. So they play teams from Maryland, uh, Ohio, Pennsylvania.
That should be a
They play
challenge, then, man. That should be a real test, then.
well. Well, it should be, and I mean, right now I don't know what I have, but we'll be tested and we'll find out what we have. But yeah, we're gonna go over there. It'll be a night game on a Friday night, and we'll see what we got. It'll be a good test.
So
Yeah,
camp is tomorrow. It's from Sunday, and we're coming back when?
camp is 5 days, Sunday through Thursday, and they're gonna find out what football is all about. They can't go home, and they can't take off when if they feel sore, or if they feel like they get running too much. I mean, we're not going to run them into the ground, but we'll run them just enough to build up their stamina and to get them to where they need to be. Um, for some kids, we got kids that are not going this year. They just don't want to go, and that's unfortunate because one, it hurts the team, and two, it kind of shows you what kind of kids we're dealing with because some of these kids that should be on the team, that should be playing with us and playing a big part of the team, they decided that they just didn't want to go because it's too much football, and
What
so
is
you
what
got
does that mean? Too much
well,
football.
well, you know what? It's kind of like the easy way out. I mean, I had a kid that was supposed to be going to camp with us, and we're leaving tomorrow. And his mom calls me today and tells me the son's not going because he woke up in the morning and said that the spirit told him not to play. Okay,
Huh?
well, yeah, that's what his mother told me.
I laugh at some of the stuff, and it's not really laughable. Is this a generational thing you think, or I mean, like from your experience, from how you
Well,
played?
it's hard to figure out because I mean, yesterday we had another kid. He said his parents said he couldn't go. They didn't have the money. Well, you know what? We call the parents. We tell them, look, don't worry about it. We'll figure it out. We'll get a sponsor for the kid. We'll come up with the money, and that way he can go to camp. The parents said, okay, fine, lovely. We appreciate it. Then we asked the kid. We told the kid, look, your parents said you can go. He says, no, I don't want to go. Wait a minute. I thought you said your parents didn't want you to go. So now he says, well, you know what? I just don't want to go to camp. He just doesn't want to go. And this is the kid that should be a star. I mean, this is the kid that should be a very good player. He has the potential to be a very good player. And he just doesn't want to go.
Does he know that he has the potential?
Well, we told him, but you know what? We could see and believe what we want, but it's up to him to see it and feel it himself.
Have you ever heard the term "falling for the potential"?
Falling for the potential. Yeah, I think I've heard that once or twice.
You know what I mean? But it's interesting, man, because like when you played, I knew. You know what? I knew you were old school. I was coming back from LIC, Long Island, in on the. we on the bus, and you went into the win one for the Gipper.
Did we win that game? No.
When the going gets tough, nah. Jacobo was walking back, and we looked at each other like, no, he didn't. Like, oh shit! When the going gets tough, I'm like, oh my goodness. And I'm thinking, I'm like, these kids, but then I gotta remember what generation where I'm at. I'm like, nah, they don't know where he's coming from. I mean, Yak knew, but
listen. At the
Paul
time,
Ryan,
I didn't know.
right? Coach Ryan.
I have to tell you. I mean, I think somebody mentioned, the Gipper or somebody. All I know is Paul Ryan.
Paul Ryan, that was your
my
coach.
high school football coach. Man. He said that all the time.
Ryan, old school, and that's what I'm saying. He say it all the time, huh?
All the time, that's all I know.
Yeah, I said, wow. I said, and I looked around. I said, does anybody else hearing this? I'm like, oh my! And the kids, they didn't have a clue, but it was. Hey, listen, it doesn't get any better for that, because when he's in the locker room, Newt Rodney, and he's giving that speech, man, win one, let's go on, win one. But when the going gets tough, the tough get going. I knew then. I said, this old fucking school.
Listen. I mean, hey, listen, it was one of those times, man, after the game that we played.
Because we should have won that game. That's like that game over there at Springfield at that time.
Well,
on the bus. Yeah, that was crazy, man. And then the guy, man, with that pass interference, bullshit, but it's just, you know what? I've seen a lot of things, man, and with Jamaica being with you and around you, and I can't say it ceases to amaze me or whatever, but it's just some of the stuff you just shake your head at, from where I come from, the kind of football that I'm used to, and then knowing like how, you grind and where you come from. Like I said, you're a Hall of Fame out in not only Rhode Island, also in New Rochelle. I went to the dinner up there in New Rochelle. It was beautiful. Very, very nice. The presentation was good. So, but they honored you there. And, as a Hall of Famer on the high school level and on the collegiate level as well. And you only played the 1 year in the backfield, which was a testament to your talent and your skill. Like you say, you regretted the fact that you had to move from the D side of the ball because I guess professionally, it hurted your chances of getting drafted, or from the D side, because you're playing and you're being recruited, you're being watched, and then now you're on the O side of the ball. Even though you're setting records and you're racking up yards, it took away from your shot. Even though you did go pro, you did do your thing on that level, but it definitely would have got you higher. Am I speaking out of tone?
No, you're right. I mean, I'm pleased with some of the things that I did, given the opportunity. But things would have been different if I
If
had
you stayed
followed
on the
the
D side of the ball.
on the side of the ball. But
Yeah, even though you set records and broke
yeah,
records and did all that, your accolades on that side of it, but still they're looking at you like, oh, what happened to number 4 over at URI, Whitfield, see Whit. Well, he's running the ball now. What do you mean he's running the ball? He's on the old side of the ball, coach. Well, now they're looking elsewhere, as far as the recruitment side,
well, you know what, that's exactly what happened. Because my senior year, when they came to look at me and found out that I was playing offense, they just left.
They left.
They didn't even
Yeah,
stick around. Yeah,
it's crazy.
so that was disappointing. But for the most part, I did some good things, and could have still done more than I had once I left the University
You know
of
what I
Rhode
heard
Island.
though through the grapevine? You know what I heard? Nobody likes you. Nobody likes you. That's an inside joke.
Yeah.
It's just funny, man. But you got haters all over the place, man. But
But you know what?
uh,
I thought about that, and if I was in their shoes, I wouldn't. I'd probably been a little salty too. Guy coming in, freshman year, talking like that.
well, but the thing is, man, you look, you're a ball player, man. It's like the cats, man, the ball players that have swag, that walk on, that know that, listen, you own this place, man. That's how everyone should feel. They're playing a certain position, man. It's like what they used to do at Ohio State. Woody Coach Hayes would put them in the hole, in the pit, right? You both going for the same position, 6 feet. They dig a hole 6 feet. Whoever makes it out of that hole, they get the position, huh?
Is that something?
Yeah. Now, is that fair?
Hell of a thing.
It's a hell of a thing. But each of those guys know that they bad. I was down at Grambling, and man, I saw a lot of different situations. I used to see after practices, man, you see like nails, like blood, like guys, like they been like shanks on their wrist, but they're fighting for position. It gets
Guys,
in the trenches. It gets brutal. It gets gritty down there. So you walked on there like you was a bad motherfucker, and you was, and you said it. And the thing was, you backed it up. You had a couple of cats, man, that came in that was breaking records at 1,000-yard rushes. You know what I'm saying? But still, the fact is that if they was talking, you walk the walk. You talk the talk, and you walk the walk. That at the end of the day, that's how that went down. And could you have set that record? Well, you were just saying if you had like in your freshman year, if you were playing in the backfield, you would have padded the record. The record would have been untouchable. And that if you had played 4 years, because if you did that in 1 year, what would you have done in 4 years? And that's all you were basically saying.
Yeah. Well, I've always said, and I don't really think too much about it at this point, but my senior year, I did some good things, broke the school record, but I was a better running back my freshman year than I was as a senior. And that's because I've been away. I was away from the position for 3 years.
For a couple of years, yeah.
4 years, actually. 4 years.
Right.
I was a freshman. I redshirted a year. I came back in my 5th year, 4 years later. So.
And then started, so let's see, that's interesting. It's interesting. But you did your thing, man, and I wish you the best for this season coming up. And we got camp tomorrow. And the food, by the way, is incredible. Well, you think what time are we going to get there for lunch?
That's a good question. We'll get there about 1:30.
That's lunch, right? Or are they going to serve us dinner? We do eat when we get there, right?
Dinner is, we might be in time for lunch. I think dinner starts maybe.
They're going to hold lunch for us.
I hope so. Hey, we on the
We're
clock.
going to have the fruits like we had before, the melon and the grapes and the cantaloupe.
Well, let me say but the campsite is on the clock once we get there because we got some hungry kids.
And coaches.
No question about that.
Yeah, man. But thanks, man. And so I know you got to finish packing and
Yeah, a few
get
things I need
yourself
to do.
together. Anything else you want to bring up that you want to put out there?
Well, listen, I appreciate coming on, talking about Jamaican football. Looking forward to the season. I think if we can pull it together with the talent that we have, and we got some kids, if they step up, they can really make some noise and finally, pull it all together. If we pull it all together, I won't be surprised with the results.
Well said. Thank you again, Coach. God bless you, and I'll see you in the morning.
Sounds good, G. Thanks.
All right, no doubt. Get a good night's sleep, and give my love to your better half, brother.
Will do.
All right,
All
Coach
right,
Whitfield. All right, good night, Cal. Yes. As Coach Calvin Whitfield there. Yeah, good man. And I wish him all the best, man, this year. Jamaica football. And we had a good squad, a great squad in 2015. But you know what? You never know what walks through those gates, and the character of men and stuff like that. And Coach Cal's a good coach. He is a good coach. Like I told him before, I would have played for him. He knows his stuff. He's a real stickler on certain things as far as like the way he should be, because he knows, and he's been down that road. And hey, I thank him for coming on. We did a little impromptu type thing, to get everything, all things squared away. And I want to thank you guys for tuning in. And then, like what I always say here, we don't get like crazy like views up front. We get it on the back end, And sometimes if you're coming on, you're doing an interview or you have something to promote, you do your own thing. If you have a spot, right? In other words, you send out your the links and stuff that you're going to be on to pump it up, to build your audience, so you can get a lot of hits, you can get a lot of views and stuff like that, huh? That's how we do the Here at the George Mason Show. And we stress positivity, and we like to keep it up on the upbeat. I want to thank you and bless you, to say have a good night, good weekend, huh? Do you be safe, be strong, be positive, stay in the spirit. I was gonna say, huh? Stay in the loop, baby. Do the right thing. You can't be wrong if you're doing the right thing, huh? You got a loved one, tell them you love them, hug them. God bless you. Hey, huh? Love this. Love the beat. Listen. There it is. Stay strong. Have a good weekend.